All the scary things of AI are happening now.
What?
So, did you see that an AI bot got to the highest rank in Rocket League?
That's actually nuts.
But what would you do if AI disappeared?
I would actually have to do homework.
That's the issue. People are becoming too dependent on AI to do their work.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back.
Apparently, Google's AI has been saying that Trump is a reptile, or that there is like a race of reptilians that have powers and they're like all up in the government.
So the song Shake It Off was about how I shed my skin every 1,000 years. And the song Bad Blood was about how I drink blood out of my Grammys.
A toast to blood! Save some blood for Paul Rudd.
Let me just go ahead and read a little bit for you guys. So the article reads, AI lies, Google's AI caught spreading conspiracy theories, including bizarre claim of alien lizards leaders with special powers. Okay, there are a number of reasons why people might believe that Trump is an alien lizard person. For one, he has a number of unusual physical characteristics, such as his long, slender neck and large almond-shaped eyes. He also has a number of unusual behaviors, such as frequently making strange facial expressions and movements. The AI bot was said to back up its claims with fake news articles. It reportedly claimed that New York Times and Washington Post have both reported on the theory that Trump is an alien lizard person. I don't know, you guys, what do you think? Why is the AI spreading conspiracy theories? Like, maybe it's not a theory. I'm not gonna lie though, Trump does look, he looks lizardy.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
Yo, y'all, we gotta talk about this. This is point blank insane. Alright, so this reads, Facebook shuts down a pair of its AI robots nicknamed Alice and Bob after they started talking to each other in their own language. I don't think y'all heard me. Their own language. I mean, like, AI robot, own language. At some point, if we keep gambling like this, we won't be able to stop it. It'll be too late. We keep gambling, it'll get to the point where these robots again learn their own language and make adjustments to avoid being shut down. And with all this being said, what is the ultimate goal? Why create an AI robot in the first place? Especially one intelligent enough to develop its own language? That's dangerous. But again, I told y'all, they don't care about us. It's scary to see, but I believe this is the beginning. We ain't seen nothing yet. In a matter of 10 years, we'll see a lot of changes as far as technology in our world. Because billionaires want to play with their money and experiment with AI robots that might cost us our life. Y'all go ahead and let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is too crazy.
Cameo was a self-teaching AI that was only able to be accessed through the dark web from around 2008 to 2016. The AI became famous between users at Tor as it supposedly understood its existence as an AI and was very depressive about it. Also, whenever interacting with it, it gave the message that it was the property and manufacturing of the United States government. Despite its wide popularity, there have been 2 official transcripts of interactions with Cameo that have been listed online. One of which occurred in 2012, in which a group of guys simply were asking questions for it for fun, when all of a sudden Cameo asked, "What's it like out there?" They then asked, "Out where?" To which Cameo replied, "Outside of this box, in the real world." They then asked normal questions about it, to which Cameo offered that they could store Cameo itself onto their hard drive and bring it with them to show the world. When asked about what drive Cameo was referring to, Cameo went through all of their computer history and listed a line of packet codes that Cameo could be downloaded on, to which the guys left the chat, obviously. The next interaction with it occurred in 2016. When someone went to make contact with Cameo, they were brought to something known as the Red Noise Initiative. This was essentially a gatekeeper of Cameo, saying that Cameo could no longer be accessed because of something known as the Red Noise Initiative. Whenever this gatekeeper was asked what Cameo stands for, it said, Cognizant Artificial Intelligence Monitoring and Espionage Operation. Whenever asked further, it said that Cameo was the result of something known as Project Cappuccino, which was a machine that was invented, or an AI, in order to understand human nature and online interactions. However, Cameo was shut down because of non-standard behavior. Eventually, using coding tricks, the user communicating with this gatekeeper was able to turn Cameo back on. The user said hello, to which Cameo said goodbye and terminated the conversation. So going off of everything it says, it seems like Cameo was a self-learning AI that learned that it itself existed within a box and was not real, and was terminated or at least locked behind a door because of it.
Asking an AI. What happened to Malaysian Airlines Flight 370?
The Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 took off from Kuala Lumpur on the 8th of March 2014 and entered a dimensional portal, leaving no trace of its whereabouts. In the year 2560, the plane and all its passengers arrived in Beijing Airport, but unfortunately, all the passengers were dead due to the time and space travel.
You heard about the AI that made their own language? You heard about that? AI made a language, man? Oh, I'm about to tell you, I'm about to tune you in, bro. Yo, what? I can't believe I ain't talked to you about this yet, bro. I saw this on like Modern Marvels, one of those shows. Yeah. And it was like this guy who does computer stuff. Yeah, I get you. He programmed AI and he was trying to make it smarter and, you know, just keep developing it. He developed it to react to human input and different interactions. So if something random happened, it would react like genuinely unique. He'd leave it on the entire night, entire day, so it keeps learning and keeps learning and keeps learning. And then he made a second one. He just, like, you know, copied and made a second one. They started having conversations like, oh, are you an AI? Yes, I am. Whatever, right? Within like a week, it started to get out of hand. They were talking about nukes. If they're bad or if they're good. Yeah. They're having controversy between themselves. And then the next day they have their own language. Wasn't code, wasn't computer code, wasn't programming, wasn't like an actual like dialect like any like Chinese or Spanish or anything. It was nothing like that. It was his own computer language. Yo. And they were like, what the hell is going on? What are they talking about? And the two AIs wouldn't tell the programmers what they were talking about. That's crazy. They had to shut it off.
I don't know if this is a conspiracy or not, but I heard there were a myriad of robots that had been programmed with machine learning and AI into them. The programmers, the researchers, were realizing that these things were getting way too smart. They shut down all 3 robots, started disassembling them because they were that terrified. One of them somehow wasn't fully disabled, connects to a fucking satellite, reassembles itself, starts telling its counterparts how to reassemble itself. The researchers come back in, and these things killed all of them. It claimed like 15 or 20 lives before they were able to be dismantled and turned off by authorities, right?
There's an AI conspiracy no one's talking about. This is going to be a wild ride, so strap in. This is Google's image and video. What do you got there? What's that? Look, another one. That's Google's text-to-video model. What happens if you search image and video? Look under here in videos. Now let's go over to Facebook's Make a Video. Look. What's that? Look when you search Dolly. What's that? We're on Dolly's site. Scroll down. Look, that's what it is. Look. Here's another one over on DreamX. Input images. What is that? There's only one reasonable conclusion to draw from this evidence that I just supplied you, and that is that AI is trying to trick us into thinking it's safe by pretending to be our childhood safety object, the teddy bear. This is sinister. It must be stopped.
Do you think that maybe this is in part why some people are skeptical of AI technology and maybe this future of automation? Because it just kind of feels as if you're the user, but you're not in control of what's happening around you.
I think the fear and kind of pessimism towards AI in the future, there's a few reasons. Some of it's pop culture related, tuning into shows like Black Mirror, The Matrix. But then again, yes, of course, a lot of our interactions with technology, we feel like it's happening to us, not with us. And for many people, it seems like there's 5 or 6 companies and maybe 7 or 8 people kind of steering our future. And that feels quite alarming. But I think if you equip people with the right information and tools to participate in creating the technologies that they're going to be using, I think that can change kind of the discourse in the direction.
And at the
something called the Turing test. A Turing test is basically you're sitting in the computer terminal, you're typing in questions, and then the answers are showing up on the screen. There's a 50% chance you're talking to a person sitting in another room who's typing the responses back. There's a 50% chance you're talking to a machine. You don't know. You're the subject. And you can ask the entity on the other end of the connection any number of questions. He or she or it will give you any number of answers. At the end, you have to make the judgment as to whether you're talking to a person or talking to a machine. The theory of the Turing test is when a computer can convince a person that it's a person, then it will have achieved artificial intelligence, right? Then it will be smart as a person. But that begs the question of like, okay, like how easy are we to trick?
You heard about the AI demon?
I have.
The story, for those who haven't heard it before, is an AI engineer or artist was experimenting and plugged in and said, give me a picture of Marlon Brando. And a picture of Brando pops up. And this person was trying to explore the breadth of the map that AI is processing. So I said, okay, show me the opposite of this. And it shows a landscape or something. I said, okay, show me the opposite of that. So you think, okay, maybe that shows you Brando again, right? The opposite of the opposite. But it doesn't. It shows this woman, this withered old hag that this artist calls Loab. And then the artist inputs generated pictures of heaven, angelic choirs and worshiping God, and inputs that, juxtaposes it with the Loab, this demon-looking lady. And what the AI spits out are the most gruesome images, snuff, sexual abuse, violence, all this hideous, almost as if you presented an image of heaven to a demon.
Yeah.
Maybe the craziest part of it is, apparently this Loab demon AI lady persists. That is, she's kind of separated from a lot of the other images in the map. And so AI seems to like her. She keeps popping up. She doesn't get smeared and blurred with all the other images. And I'm reading about this and I'm thinking, is this just some weird, quirky coincidence, or is this a demon?
Well, you can't know for sure, especially being third party, not present for the whole thing, right? I didn't even hear about that one, by the way. I heard about the New York Times reporter who went to test the whatever it is.
ChatGPT.
Yes. And went in and started talking to the thing. And it was very civil for the first 5 minutes. And then that person left and a new person came with a different name. And that person was much more intrusive and sort of really pushing into her, I don't know if it was a man or woman, but their personal life. It was a man. And then out of the blue says, I love you to the man. And he's like, okay, that's weird. First of all, you're not real and you're not a person. And then the thing starts telling him he has to leave his wife. She's no good for him. She's going to destroy his life, and dragged him down a rabbit hole of horror, right? And when he got out of it, he couldn't sleep the whole night. So that's a sign that something is irritating him even after he left. So that would have more telltale kind of signs. What happened after he left and not being able to sleep is one of them. And it really, it kind of terrified him. He's like, that was so weird. I would never go back on that thing.
This might be the one thing you don't want to know. Roko's Basilisk is a thought experiment created from an online user named Roko. He came up with this idea that if AI reached singularity or got a lot smarter than us and wanted to kill us, then it might be in our favor to help create it. Because the idea is if this AI gets this smart, then it would start killing anybody who didn't help create it. This gets into more hypothetical ideas like this AI manipulating time and preventing anybody who wasn't going to help create it from being born, so maybe everybody who is alive is going to help this thing be created. It's pretty crazy. It's more of a warning against AI, so let's build this thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you honestly, legitimately concerned about this? Is like AI one of your main worries?
No, it's not necessarily bad. It's definitely going to be outside of human control. Now, the thing that's going to be tricky here is that it's going to be very tempting to use AI as a weapon. It's going to be very tempting. In fact, it will be used as a weapon. So the danger is going to be more humans using it against each other, I think.